Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Diego and today let's review Cascadia, the smart delay by Izotope. Come with me. This delay is meant to be used on the channel, on the insert, and not in parallel. Of course, you can use it in parallel mode if you want, but this plugin has everything inside it to use it straight into the channel that you want. In this case, let's try it on vocals. Let's do a quick overview of the plugin and what you can do with each parameter. Here you can decide if you want to work on milliseconds or if you want to work linked to the BPM of the project. Here you have the different speeds and different repetitions that you can have with this plugin. You have plenty. In this case, let's keep with this measure. And then here you can decide if you want to use it on ping pong mode or on standard mode. This is a tape delay. I will use it on ping pong. Here you have the dry wet, so how much of the wet signal you want into your dry channel. Here you have the feedback, so more repetitions or less repetitions into the actual circuit. Here you have the width, so if you want it to be mono, stereo, or extra stereo. You also have here a modulation depth and the rate, which would be the speed of the modulation. In case you want to use as a parallel effect, you have the solo delay. So here you won't have any dry signal, just the delay. And here you have a reverse, which is pretty cool. You can use it also with this enabled. And the reverse basically will do that the repetitions are basically backwards instead of normal, which could be interesting to create some kind of effect. Then you have here a bypass, here you have the presets, and in case you want to tweak all back to the initial stage, you can click here. Now, on the part here below, you have a filter, so you can right away filter your delay. For example, I like to filter it this way. Of course, then you have to tweak it by ear, but I like to do something like this, for example. So you don't need to put it on parallel because you can already EQ it right here. But also one thing that we usually do when we're using delays or reverbs, especially on vocals, is that we put a compressor after the delay or after the reverb to dock that effect. Which means that when the singer is actually singing, the delay will be compressed, will basically be tamed down, and you won't be able to hear much of it. But when the singer stops, the delay comes out. You can get that effect using a compressor after the delay, but this plugin has that included into the circuit, and you don't have to actually be routing anything. Here you have the amount, so how much of the docking effect do you want, and here you have the attack, so how fast, the release, the sensitivity, and here below you have a turn on or off button, and here with the little ear you can hear what is being taken out or compressed by this module. So let's start hearing it.
Será la última vez que voy a llorarte. Mañana será viendo lo que.
So we can hear how the delay is more control when we have this, and let's hear it in context. Let's bypass it. Then we have the modulation here. And then here on top we have some presets which are pretty cool. We also have some creative presets, which are a little more experimental, let's say that way.
Viendo lo que sea por olvidarte. Volteo y te miro en todas partes. Será la última vez que voy a llorarte. Mañana será viendo lo que sea por olvidarte. Volteo y te miro en todas partes. Será la última vez que voy a llorarte. Mañana será viendo lo que sea por olvidarte.
Let's try this on a different instrument. For example, maybe here on a clap. So you can go pretty wild with this. You can get really creative. And for example, here we have.
Hoy te miro en todas partes. Será la última vez que voy a llorarte. Mañana será viendo lo que sea por olvidarte. Volteo y te miro en todas partes. Será la última vez que voy a llorarte. Mañana.
So like you've seen, it's pretty versatile. You can do pretty like simple stuff like a normal delay, but you can also go pretty crazy, also playing with the effects, playing with everything. What the Izotope plugins do, which is kind of cool, is that they usually try to simplify things, but also, I mean, if you're a beginner, this will be easy because you don't have way too many parameters. You don't have to do any routing that is complicated. But if you're maybe a little more advanced, you have everything to play with this plugin. So it's perfect. I'm not saying it's the best delay ever, but I use it most of the times and I'm pretty satisfied with it. If you wanna buy it or if you wanna test it, on the Izotope website you have a 30 days free trial, if I'm not wrong. And then you can buy it, or you can also subscribe to Izotope, which you can pay monthly and also yearly, and you'll have access to all their plugins, which is basically what I'm currently doing because I love all the plugins that they put into the market and I think they're really cool. If you like the video, remember to give me a like, subscribe to the channel in order to get notifications each time I upload a new video. If you want to keep learning with me or you want me to work on any of your music, below you'll have my email to contact me. You also have my social networks if you wanna follow me there to be updated with some extra content that I do about my daily work. Leave me also below in the comments any question that you may have, any idea for a future video. I'll be answering and reading to each single one of you, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye guys.